Now let us talk about Liverpool season so far. Liverpool season so far. So far, so good. Liverpool, actually in England, are the ones that kickstarted the season with that Community Shield playoff game against Crystal Palace, which they lost on penalties after playing out a 2-2 draw with Crystal Palace. Then they kicked off the Premier League season at home against Bournemouth. That was a very, very cracking game, which they led 2-0, and Bournemouth came back to equalize 2-2, and then they won it towards the end of the game, 90 plus added minutes. Their second game in the Premier League was against Newcastle. We are leading 2-0 again, gave away the 2 goals, won it at the death again. 3-2, that one ended against Newcastle. Beat Arsenal 1-0, beat Burnley 1-0. Started their UEFA Champions League campaign with a 3-2 win against Atletico Madrid, where they also gave away a 2-goal lead. Then they beat Everton 2-1, beat Southampton 2-1 in the EFL Cup, lost to Crystal Palace 2-1 at the Palace ground, lost again in their second game of the Champions League 1-0 against Galatasaray, and then lost their last game in the EPL against Chelsea 2-1. And this one is the one that broke the camel's back, where all Liverpool fans were now complaining about Ancelotti. Look, the problem at Liverpool is immense because the players they lost in Darwin Núñez and Diaz were people who were in charge of pressing in their forward line, and losing them and buying the players they bought. In fact, I've spoken enough of that already. I still feel that spending the kind of money they spent on Isak and Florian Wirtz could have been used better off to get at least 5 players to bolster the team, because they have actually lost quality, and it will take time for the newer players to blend in. For me, I still feel they should have retained at least Diaz. They should have retained Diaz. Maybe give him more money to be able to keep him to stay, but it is what it is. But the worrying thing about Liverpool this season is they have not been able to control games. If you look at how Liverpool have been playing in the Champions League, they've won 1 and lost 1. They have conceded 3 goals in 2 games in the Champions League. And if you look at the EPL, so far they are sitting second on the league table. They have scored a total of 13 goals, and they have conceded 9. 9 goals conceded is way too much for Liverpool that have ambitions to win the league. For me, they remain the favourites this season because they are defending champions. They have players who have won it 2 times now, and they know what it takes to win it. But the amount of goals they are conceding, it's way too much for... You cannot concede at that rate in the EPL and still retain the title. So the team is very, very unbalanced. The defense look very shaky. Konate hasn't been himself. I don't know if it's because of the rumors with Real Madrid and all of that. And they have found it difficult to replace Alexander-Arnold. The new players have not blended in well. Florian Wirtz has not been firing. Kekes has not been firing. Frimpong, I'm indifferent about Frimpong right now. Florian Wirtz, you don't know. We are yet not seeing what he offers. So this Liverpool team is looking very, very shaky. And now injuries are coming into it. Alisson is now injured. We'll miss about 5 to 6 weeks. And it's not looking good for Liverpool. But the good thing is, the season is still new. It's still very fresh. They can fix it now because we still have, I think about 31 games to go. That is too much games